that kind of thing. Not me on YouTube is asking, how are you going to model out future discount rates? The risk-free rate at this point is so volatile that it seems to make forecasting cost of equities and cost of debts impossible. Thanks. That's a really great question, not me. I think that if anything, what a new normal, hey Southern boys, thank you, nice to see you again. If anything, discount rates are going to be permanently lower. So if the Fed says we're going to keep the Fed funds rate at basically 0, and they have implicitly, emotionally, at the very least, backstopped corporate credit, that means the risk or the implied corporate credit premium, yield premium to treasuries should be smaller going forward if there's some inherent government insurance to that credit. That means that you'll have a lower absolute return on corporate credit, right? And therefore, your equity risk premium should also be lower because what else are you going to invest in for an absolute return, right? You invest in treasuries, there's a 0 absolute return. Might be negative when you factor in inflation. Corporate credit's lower now and riskier, but also backstopped, so it's lower. So anyway, all that to say, cost of equity should go down. So I know people who are familiar with discounted cash flow modeling, right? Like a lot of folks learn in school, and I know a lot of you are in school, right? You'll learn about how to calculate weighted average cost of capital, like how to do the CAPM calculation to calculate like your cost of equity. But in the field, I remember hearing that like Seth Klarman at Baupost he wrote Margin of Safety, kind of legendary value investor. He just slapped a 10% discount rate on everything, or at least it was either cost of equity or just WACC, right? I remember at a fund I worked for, we just slapped a rate on cost of equity, and we did levered free cash flow models, not unlevered free cash flow models, so we weren't worried about cost of debt. Oh, I'm going on a deep diatribe here, but anyway, yes, there is a case to be said that valuations on equities should be higher, thus the cost of equity discount rate should be lower going forward. I'm very wary of this phrase new normal. So that scares me, but logically, I can see higher valuations